Now, Stormwatch 12 weather with meteorologist Josh Culbreth.
Welcome back to Newswatch 12. Midday, we have a couple different storm systems that we're going to have to deal with over the next couple of days. Here's storm system number 1, and there is storm system number 2. So we start with storm system number 1, obviously, and we're seeing some light showers all across the region this midday. We'll go ahead and put this into motion, and by the time we get to 5 p.m., we're going to see even less on the map. Could even see some sunshine in the mix. So I think we're past the peak of the heaviest rain for round number 1, but here comes round number 2 arriving overnight. It's going to be pretty widespread rain, even a little bit of snow as we head into Tuesday morning for elevations around 9,000 feet. Now, some of those snow levels could drop down to around 7,000 feet a little bit later in the day, and then into Tuesday evening and early into Wednesday morning. So we could have a little dusting of snow up in some of the highest elevations of the Cascades, maybe between 1 to 2 inches, but this is mainly going to be a rain and a wind event. So first, let's talk about the rain. Here's some of the projected rainfall totals from this morning through tomorrow night, and we will have some more rainfall for Wednesday. So this isn't going to be a complete picture, but it's a pretty good idea. And it's going to be the coast and coastal mountains and the inland mountains where we can see the bulk of the rainfall, between 1 inch to 2.5 inches. But for other regions, not as lucky, especially to the east of the Cascades. So that was aspect number 1. Here's aspect number 2, the winds. And so where you see some of the yellows and the oranges and the reds, that represents some of those stronger wind gusts. And by the time we get to 1, 2 o'clock this afternoon, that's when a lot of the strongest wind gusts are going to be really imposing their will for areas to the east of the Cascades. So that's why we have a wind advisory that's in place for central and eastern Lake County. It runs from 10 this morning, so it's already in place, until 3 p.m. this afternoon. Coming up a little bit later in the show, we'll show you how to prep for some of these winds, specifically in Klamath and especially for Lake County. So for today, it's going to be wet. It's going to be cool. It's going to be windy. We've already touched on how the winds are going to gust out of the southwest between 30 to 50 miles per hour, with the strongest wind gusts being in Lake County. But other than that, just a very typical fall Monday out there. Temperatures are mainly going to be in the 50s and 60s. Then for tonight, we'll get that little gap in between storm system number 1 and storm system number 2. So that means we'll be dry for inland spots. Could have a few showers along the coast, but other than that, it should be a pretty quiet night. Temporarily, we will have some winds still gusting out of the southwest, upwards of 25 miles per hour to the east of the Cascades and in the Cascades proper. But overall, a bit calmer for tonight, but then we ramp back up the activity for Tuesday. A few showers left into Wednesday, much drier for Thursday and Friday, and we'll see showers creeping back into the picture for this weekend, but we're definitely not looking at a weekend washout. We're going to be very cool over the next few days, and then starting to trend a little bit back closer to average starting on Thursday, but still this week overall is going to look and feel a lot like fall. Here's a 7-day forecast for the coast. We'll see some wet weather through Wednesday, drying out for Thursday, and then more showers coming back into the picture starting on Friday. For Siskiyou County, we'll have rain likely through Tuesday, maybe a sprinkler or 2 left for Wednesday, much drier for Thursday and Friday. For the basin, obviously we'll contend with the winds for today, and then we'll get a lot colder. So I'm kind of jumping ahead to Thursday and Friday, but a lot colder by then. Look at some of those overnight lows. We can have 29 degrees, 31 degrees. So frost and freezes certainly on the table. Then for the Cascades, we've talked about how snow levels could descend down to around 7,000 feet on Tuesday, especially into Wednesday morning. Could have a couple inches of snow up towards Crater Lake. And then for the Rogue Valley, showers looking likely through Wednesday, much drier by Thursday and Friday.
All right, thank you, Josh. I feel like, well, the thing that I'm most excited for with the rain is that smell of the wet pavement in the morning. It's one of my favorite smells.
I smelled it a little bit like this morning when I was on my break. Not even that, just, you know, when it's cloudy outside and it just smells a little cooler and fresher outside. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
I smelled that, and we're going to get that other smell. A lot of good smells in the
A lot
air.
of good smells.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Josh.
Of course.
Appreciate it.